Hello everyone, and welcome to my EastEnders Media News channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Spoilers for EastEnders indicate that one of our favorite characters will be involved in a really intense emotional roller coaster. As Yolande Trueman struggles to process the horrific event, her loved ones are going crazy. Elsewhere, Denise Fox and Linda Carter, Kelly Bright, are overcome with guilt. Last but not least, Anna Knight, Molly Rainford, must with some devastating family news. Check out all of the blazing EastEnders spoilers for April 29th to May 2nd, 2024. Spoilers for EastEnders, worries about Yolande Trueman increase. Spoilers for EastEnders indicate that Yolande's bizarre behavior astounds Denise and Patrick. Levi is worried that the woman won't be at the prayer group, but the woman overreacts. Furthermore, she finds comfort in the laundry before Jean offers her something to think about. Yolande is moved by Jean's remarks and eventually opens up about her spiritual dilemma. Jordan, the son of Chelsea Fox, is to be baptized, and Yolande wants to set it up when she gets home. Nevertheless, Yolande is told to keep to her business by Chelsea, who isn't having it. She later feels horrible, though, and apologizes to Yolande before disclosing the baptism to Pastor Clayton, Howard Sadler. Yolande becomes agitated at the situation once more and begins to worry about Chelsea's security. In addition, Yolande dashes inside the community center to intervene, but Chelsea and Levi question her peculiar behavior, according to EastEnders spoilers. Patrick was pushed by Denise and Chelsea to seek professional assistance for Yolande, but to no effect. Yolande is still being intimidated by Pastor Clayton, which results in a risky situation at home. Will Yolande disclose everything that has been going on at last? Denise and Linda struggle with remorse, and Anna gets heartbreaking family news. Spoilers for EastEnders. Meanwhile, Denise and Linda feel bad when Vinnie Panesar posts flyers advertising the cafe's reopening. We are all aware of how the sick set Dean Wicks up for the Christmas Eve crime they did. The man is currently having a rough life, and Linda is starting to feel a lot of remorse. Will she eventually come clean? Against the desires of her family, Anna stays in touch with Eddie Knight, her adoptive grandfather, across town. She finds out that the funeral for her late grandmother has already occurred. Anna is now hesitant to inform her father, George Knight, of the unfortunate news. Eddie forbade him from attending Gloria's final ceremonies, recall? What will George do with this devastating blow? Watch this space to find out. After her horrifying attack, Yolande Trueman of EastEnders will be afraid for Chelsea Fox. Recently, Yolande has found herself at the center of a heartbreaking plot involving Pastor Clayton, a recent arrival. Last week, April 17th, during the one-hour episode of the soap opera, Yolande was sexually attacked by the pastor in the community center. Scenes that will run on BBC One next week show Denise and Patrick taken aback by Yolande's intense response to Levi's worries over her missing prayer group. After that, Yolande goes to the laundry for comfort, where she meets Jean and shares her heartfelt story about her spiritual crisis. Yolande goes home to begin getting ready for Jordan's impending baptism after speaking with Jean. Yolande encounters an irate Chelsea as she begins to organize the celebration, and she is urged not to be overly demanding over her son's life. After her outburst, Denise and Patrick persuade Chelsea to reconcile with Yolande. Later, Chelsea invites Pastor Clayton to the community center to discuss the plans after telling him about Jordan's baptism. Yolande goes to the community center to get Chelsea to leave after realizing that she is with the pastor and growing anxious. Yolande's actions quickly cause Chelsea and Denise to become concerned, and they urge Patrick to set up a doctor's visit for her. Pastor Clayton is still intimidating Yolande in the square, so much so that she won't let him attend Jordan's christening. Later, when Patrick gets home and discovers that Yolande had ignited the hob while praying, his concerns for her intensify. Will Yolande tell her relatives everything? Actress Angela Winter, who made a comeback to the soap opera last year in the role of Yolande, recently discussed the significance of EastEnders taking on the challenging plot. There are many people who are being abused, and they are not able to speak up because those doing the abusing are in positions of power, she stated. When that occurs, many people choose not to speak up out of concern that they won't be believed, that they'll lose their standing or career, or that they're naive or embarrassing. I create tales as an actor, and I thought I might share this one to raise awareness of the problem. BBC One airs EastEnders Monday through Thursday at 7:30 p.m. ahead of its TV airing. Most episodes of the show are available for streaming on BBC iPlayer, where they are released early. Yolande. To Yolande, please. In 2008, Patrick Trueman's wife vanished from our screens and Walford after dabbling in and out of the more meaty plots on EastEnders. The Pat and Yolande ideal teen came to an end when she fled for a better life in Birmingham. It's hard not to feel that EastEnders degraded the former Mrs. Trueman, and one can only speculate about what could have happened if she had stayed, but it doesn't really matter. Yolande, the queen of biting teeth and returning unclean looks, is back and finally receiving what is rightfully hers. 21 years have passed since we laid eyes on Yolande, née Dukes. Presented as Patrick Trueman's Christmas flirtation, he returned from Trinidad with a gleam in his eye and a woman who respected God beneath his arm. Yolande, who was running from a dominating and loveless marriage, looked up to Patrick as a shining savior. She quickly proved to be a force to be reckoned with in the years that followed because to her always changing hairstyles, her ability to cast shade, and her kind heart. They became into a bit of a power couple together. They took over the car lot, opened a guest house, though obviously, no one really stayed there, controlled the Minute Mart, and for a while, it looked like they were on a Walford takeover. And suddenly everything collapsed. That was it, Yolande went off to Birmingham. It left Patrick to continue his quest for legendary status on his own in the emptiness, not that it was hard. He became a famous soap opera character with the trilby, the gleaming tooth, the yeah, mans, and the finger-licking, all while keeping one of the most authentic representations of an older black character in soapland. Pubs, bookies, and domino tournaments all over the nation used to be crowded with men like Patrick Trueman, which occasionally made it difficult to understand what he had in common with Yolande. Yolande likes nothing more than a sour face and a Bible phrase, whereas Patrick loves drink, ladies, and song. However, they were a good match, because she wasn't constantly serious, and her saintly behavior frequently helped to temper Patrick. Every now and then, we saw a glimpse of Yolande, the carefree gal who enjoys a good rave just as much as the next lady. Yolande is many things, as her performer, Angela Winter, perceives her. The character, who was first inspired by her deceased sister Merlene, was characterized as bubbly, positive, tough, and principled by the author before Yolande made her appearance in the square. However, Winter also perceives Yolande as weak, which is something we're only now fully realizing.